Well, now I want to take a look at painting up scales as just another example. So let's take our regular, actually I really like my little, I have a little simple brush, hard, round, right here. So let's use this one. And I already have I already have like a gray tone paper. So let's say I'm making a, I'll do this real quick, take that down to like a 70. All right. Oops. I should probably make my own layer for this, huh? Erase. Let's make one more layer for this. And let's kick that down. I really don't like how dark this line is. So now, box. Go ahead and make basically like a little dragon's head here. Come back through and kind of erase out some of the unnecessary bits. Here. Alright, so getting some highlights, general highlights painted in. Right, so like where's the light coming from is kind of a question, right? So here, which means that I'm going to go ahead and paint in here and here. And yeah, I have that opacity down to like a 20%. And at this point, I've got enough little colors from everywhere to kind of sample out more. And yes, this all probably needs to be darker back here, technically. Like if there was a neck or something, right? It's probably too thick. But you're getting the idea, right? Okay, now go ahead and highlight some of these points here and here. Alright, so now, what about the scales? What's happening with scales? Where are the scales? Okay, so we're going to take a light point here. Actually, let's go ahead and darken it. Now, if you want to do scale setups, you want to sort of lay out a general pattern already. This could even be lighter than they are here. What is it, 70? right? Alright, so get kind of a general layering. And then we'll grab a much lighter setup, which we will overlay on top of these now. And I'm going to kick that down to like a 20%. So you can always kind of come back in and you want them to kind of enhance as they get towards the light. So these back ones don't have to be nearly as strong. I got that down to like a 20%. And I just kind of keep increasing the percentage as I go up towards where the light will be. And kind of squeeze them in all over the place. You essentially want a definite darker edging underneath the scales. And kind of get a little more creative and go off the path with them a little bit. This will make it feel like there's definitely like heavier scale plating. The ones I had kind of going on were much more like there's like a pattern. You can see how you just kind of fill in the gaps a little bit, but not too much. You want to leave enough space for like the dark aspects to pile through. And then you want to really kind of highlight the points through here, because that's where the light's coming from, right? Like that. And then if you want, you can kind of darken these up a little bit more in the back. It's kind of like a little layering process. And then once you're kind of done, you can kind of give a general layering that kind of readjusts like some of the layers here. To kind of blend them a little more, like an overlay. That gives you pretty vibrant. At that point, you can also go in now and probably use a like a multiply or something akin to that and give it a coloring, which you could, you know, easily kind of work and adjust. Overlay. Overlay does a pretty cool job of it. Multiply is probably your better bet though, just because you can kind of get whatever you want in there. And this would maybe require going back in and then sort of retweaking it, you know, having like another specular layer or another depending on how shiny you wanted these to be. Right? But very pebbly sort of scales in this sense. Run that all the way down. It's a lot of work for this sort of heavy scaling, but it can give you a really you can feel the texture pretty heavily. You feel like you could rub and it'd be like a pebbly surface of scales, which can be pretty cool effect. There's a number of different ways, but I'm just trying to show you that texture creation is all about kind of this color placement and feel, you know, and always clean up and then revisions. So that's it for sort of like a pebbly scale texture.